back on the Crafty Meraki YouTube channel, and hopefully today we are going to give you a reason to smile. I have stamped this up with the Fadeout ink from Ink on 3 using my MISTI because I'm useless to do anything without my MISTI. And I've stamped this up on watercolor paper. So this is hot press arches, and you can see that I've stamped it quite a few times to make sure that I have a really good outline. And I also might have not cleaned up my stamp properly because there's a few bits that are a little bit darker than maybe they should be. Now, I thought I am going to use my brand new Karin Markers to do some watercoloring. So we are going to get those out and have another little look and go ooh and ah, because these colors are luscious. So I have made these like little swatches on just strips of watercolor here. And I haven't actually put any names or numbers on these yet. I have actually kind of gone as the order is in the box of the markers. So it's, I just gotta remember which way it goes, and then, you know, I'm good to go. But for these flowers, I'm obviously gonna need some green, and I am also gonna need some, some color, obviously, for the flowers. So I did take away like the neon colors and the grays, but I did realize after a while that I was gonna need a gray anyway, because some of those leaves in the flowers look kind of like eucalyptus, so they have like that sort of silvery tint to it. But for now, just take a second here and ooh and ah. I mean, if you're wanting to grab these for yourself, you can do so at 10% off using the code Erica10. Yes. Okay, so the ones I picked out for the flowers are pale pink, cerise, and burgundy. So these I thought would go quite well together with the together for the flowers, you know, so you get the dark and the lighter. And then for the leaves, I've gone for curry, ochre, rosewood, and lime green. And the reason for this is that I wanted to kind of give the leaves a little bit more of a vintage look. And I'm not going to color directly onto the paper. I'm going to scribble a little bit onto that acrylic block and then use basically wet paintbrushes. Why was that so hard to find? I started out using this paintbrush here, this one of those like water fillable ones, but I realized that I had left it to dry in the pot with the bristles down, so they were all wonky now. So I'm gonna have to try to fix that. But in the meantime, I went for some like proper paintbrushes instead, and with this, obviously, you are gonna have to add in water yourself. So I have a little pot of water onto my side, and then I have, as I said, my acrylic block, and then I'm going back and forth, adding a little bit of color here and there, mixing a few to, you know, get that kind of, you know, silvery look that I want, especially for the eucalyptus leaves. And then we're just going to go around and color in all of these. And I must say that I really kind of like the way that the markers blend, even when you have diluted them with water. And I've only ever tried them directly onto paper before, and that was just like a kapow of color. So if you're looking for vivid, these are definitely an option for you. And yeah, like I said, just oh, so good. I really, really love how the colors came out. Now, when it came to the flowers, what I did, I started out by doing like a light wash of the rose pink first. So really, really little paint and lots of water to get that sort of soft, really soft pink. And then I went over all of the flowers with that to kind of get a base. And then we're going to go in with the darker, the cerise and the burgundy, and also a little bit more rose pink to add details, depth, and life to the flowers. And on the big flower here, this one is my favorite in the whole bunch. I went for almost only burgundy to give it that kind of really dramatic look. And I did, it did take a lot of patience. This is sped up a lot, and it did take me quite a long time to get this done. But it is worth it. I do think it is worth it. It's one of those things, like if you need to just have like quiet time, sit down and color and just let your mind drift. It's really good, especially, you know, in these troubled times when there's so much bad news. Yeah, it's good for your mind to do that. So this is the finished coloring, or at least at this stage. I did go in and I added a little bit more detail to one of those roses because I felt like it wasn't enough, and then I kind of messed it up and I was like, ay, but oh well, there you go. So of course, you know, I am addicted to my gold splatter, so I am using the light gold from the Starry Color palette from Kuretake. Is it Kuretake Tambi? I don't know how to pronounce that really, but it's the Starry Color palette anyway. So this one is such a good one to have, and I will definitely be begging Bindu to add this to the shop because it is such a good one for gold in all shades. It honestly just, yeah, such good value for money. It's so long lasting. I must have had this for, I don't know, a good 5-6 years. Yeah. And I mean, there's still lots to go. So, and isn't that just so lovely? But look down here, I made a mess. So I'm going to have to use the die cut now to cut this out because I tried to fix that red splotch, but it did not work. So I cut this out and then I realized I had it trimmed off some of my leaves at the bottom here. So we're gonna have to come up with a new plan. So the plan is to make this a mini slimline, and I have used this gorgeous mini slimline. This is a Parisienne, and my plan was first to kind of like place the flowers so that they were right at the bottom there. But then I thought there was a little bit of extra white space around there, so I was able to trim that off and make it work. Now the sentiment I wanted to use is there's always a reason to, and I was going to post smile, but then I changed my mind, but you will see that in a minute. I did decide to heat emboss this in gold, so I have used a anti-static tool and I'm just going to stamp this up with some embossing ink. And I've done this twice to make sure I get a really good imprint. And then I'm going to use this gold embossing powder. This one is from Wow, and it's such a good gold. It really is a good gold. But we are going to set this with the heat tool, and then we are going to trim this down and add it to our card. All right, let's just take a second here to appreciate the magic of heat embossing. It's just magic. I love it. It never gets old. It's just something about it that's like, so nice. Look at that. Oh, yeah. And then we're going to finish off the sentiment. So this is what I wanted to say. I was going to say first, there's always something to smile about. Or there's always a reason to smile, sorry. But I decided to change that to there's always a reason to hope. So the reason I wanted it to go like this is just that there has been such a worldwide sort of almost like empowerment movement, everyone kind of rallying around people in the Ukraine and, you know, those affected by this horrible situation. And it's really given me a lot of hope that, yes, there are some nasty, nasty people out there, but there's also so many good people. To seeing everyone kind of come together and help those in need, it's just been so heartwarming, and hence the reason for this sentiment. So that is what I wanted to say. And with that, the card is done. So yes, there it is. I really hope you enjoyed this, and we will see you soon again. Bye for now.